Why do you keep speculating in a space like this? Written scams and ruggers and things. Damn me if you're getting liquidated by pretend inefficiency and them useless tokens like this. Why don't you quit all that and then give me your back? So shout that there's some money. Shout till it's just a lie. It's just a real call. I can do say how deep in your eyes. Embrace the light. Come let's hang around under the light. I'll have it to you. Embrace the light. Finish on my wall. So look at the light.
Embrace the light, motherfucker. Welcome back to the Lite Hour live stream. I'm your host, Raphael, and the Lite Hour live stream is a Litecoin dedicated live stream that we host on the Flipping Finance page every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. EST. So if you're a Litecoin supporter, or if you're someone who's just, a little bit interested in Litecoin and you need somewhere you can come, a live stream where you can come and, just continue to engage with a Litecoin conversation, then the Lite Hour live stream is definitely your place to be. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are joining us from YouTube. And if you're joining us on X, then you should go ahead and follow the page, because why not? Okay, so today, guys, oh my God, we have a lot of things to talk about. Actually, like, today is a very interesting day because what the what's happening, bro? Like, I don't know. I don't get it. Like, yesterday, all the Litecoin longs got absolutely crushed, right? All of the Litecoin longs got absolutely crushed. Like, it's almost like we have a predicament up, upon our hands now, where it is impossible to long Litecoin. So we have a few topics we're going to touch on today. Of course, the first one is, why do our longs keep getting liquidated? Why are every single LTC longs? You cannot open an LTC long position and be even remotely confident. Matter of fact, it's like the more bullish CT gets about Litecoin, the more likely we are to absolutely just freaking nuke for no reason on earth. And it's just crazy. We're gonna look at that. And there's been someone who's actually called out this phenomenon for a very long time and has been calling that out for quite a while now. Actually, Litecoin Line, we're going to be going through some of his posts. We're going to be going through, as long as he's been calling it for, right? And, it's just working. He's kind of like the Benjamin Cohen of like the Litecoin space, because, the way Benjamin Cohen goes on and talks about the thing absolutely nobody wants to freaking hear about, which is Bitcoin dominance going up, and there's just now there's no freaking altcoins isn't. Yeah, so like that's who Litecoin Lion kind of is in the Litecoin space. So we're going to go through his posts. He's actually been getting it pretty freaking correct. Right, he's been very correct about it, very right about it, and so yeah, we've just been getting absolutely destroyed. Every single long position getting destroyed. So we're gonna be going into that. So I'm just gonna wait for someone to join in the chat. If you want to talk, by the way, this is an interactive live stream, so don't be shy. Go ahead and comment. Okay, if you wanna make a comment, go ahead and comment. If you want to suggest, if you want to bring up something that we should talk about, go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm here for you. Okay, that's what I am doing today. Is I'm chatting with the audience, and we're gonna rub minds together, because I don't have the answers. I'm just here. I'm as curious as anyone, right? Because like, LTC is a very unique coin. It's like the more bullish it is, the less likely it is to make that breakout. And it's like every single one of us right now, we're just in a position where we're all just, bro, like he's like you can't be too comfortable being bullish about a breakout. We've been waiting for a breakout longer than Manchester United have been waiting for a Champions League trophy since 2008, and longer than Arsenal have been waiting for a Premier League trophy or any European trophy at all. If you watch soccer or you're from Europe, you definitely get the reference I'm going at. So yeah, we're going to be going into that. But before we go into that, I just want to open up the charts a little bit. Let's see what's going on, because we're actually touching we're hanging at the edge of the long-term, the HTF accumulative range of interest that I've been pointing out for for quite a while now. So that's where we actually are, and it is very interesting, very interesting formation. You can see that. I just have to zoom that in. And I brought out the RSI today. I don't really like using indicators. I feel like they're very useless and they are very misleading. And a lot of these indicators, why I don't like using them at all is that when you look at it, like when you look at hindsight, right, when you have the benefit of hindsight, it looks like you're actually indicating something. But when you get to use them in real time, then you just see that they're just calibrating themselves to fit whatever is happening or has happened, and it can only appear as though they are working in hindsight. That's why I find them completely useless. Maybe at best they can like let you know, for example, RSI, when things are like oversold or like morbidly overbought. But besides that, it's just like it's not very useful in my opinion, right? These indicators. But essentially, yeah, we're just gonna look at that. We're just gonna look at that. I mean, the RSI has this, I'm not seeing any divergence. It's been pretty much following. I'm using the RSI 35 because this is HTF. It's pretty much been following exactly what's happening in the USD chart on the HTF. So I'm not really seeing anything crazy there. What's crazy though is that we've gotten so close. We've absolutely it's almost like we have broken down this particular support, but of course we've not really broken the support because we're just still in the range. But yeah, we're definitely smelling fire, guys. We're smelling fire. It's not comfortable anymore. I gotta say that it's not very comfortable right now. I gotta admit it. So what are we gonna make of that? I don't know. Oh my god, I've not been sharing my screen. Can you imagine that? Okay, I have to pull that up right now. I started sharing and I didn't come up. All right, look at it. So this is where we are. Essentially, this is where we are. We're not doing anything so crazy like on the HTF, right? If you look, we've actually this and I zoomed this into the weekly so we can actually see this accumulative range of interest even more clearly, right? So essentially, we're not doing anything, obviously, because like we've had multiple weeks down, below this, multiple weeks, and we just always got back in. So I mean, we still have the and this is gonna sound very this is gonna sound very traumatizing or very annoying, but I've actually pointed it a few times. I mean, if you've been joining these live streams for a while now, then you know that I've definitely pointed out the possibility that we're probably gonna follow through with this. I said in December, because we broke down against silver then, and I thought we broke down against silver, we broke down against gold, but the HTF against USD just looked way too perfect. It just looked like it looks like it's scripted or something like that. So I've always said that there's a possibility that we might just have a little drop. We could go as far down as like 53 and find our way to consolidate, get as many people out as possible, and find our way back into this channel. And after a while, it's gonna look like nothing happened, right? It's just gonna look like nothing happened. It's just gonna look like everything is just going to the order of the day. I mean, we're in a brutal game. If especially if you're a trader, right? It's a brutal game against a group of psychopaths with a lot of capital. So of course, that's why I'd always say, like, you just if you're in Litecoin, this is not financial advice, anyways. Like, what can help you navigate this period of insane hysteria when everything seems like it's all gonna burn down, it's all burning down. It's just being it for the right reasons, right? And I know that's like that sounds so rich, right? Because I'm talking to people that are obviously we're putting our hard-earned money inside of this, their sweat. I mean, duh. But like these are the moments that actually test your patience or your faith in the markets, and this is just the way I interpret it, right? And if you understand the fundamental reason why you're holding Litecoin, I mean, if you're in it because you understand that like this is quite literally the only coin that can actually give Bitcoin a run for its money, that can actually challenge the dominant narrative, then you'd understand that it's a game that actually has like 1,000x potential. It's not going to be easy. Like, it's like the most obvious play in the history of crypto, in my opinion. It's never going to be an easy one. That's just the way I say it. So like this, in the midterm, this can actually get a little ugly, right? It can go all the way to 56, and yeah, it's gonna resolve itself in like another 6 months, and it's just gonna look like nothing ever happened. The market's just gonna gaslight you into thinking you're crazy for thinking anything wrong ever happened to this chart. So yeah, it's just something to keep in mind, right? But all the same, it's not time to start go running for the hills, in my opinion, because like again, you see we've had multiple weeks below this and we still look good. So we still have another room to go down. So yeah, sad as that sounds, it's just the reality of it. It's just I don't know, just do the best financial practices, the best financial practices that suit best for you. But understand, you just I don't want to say something that's going to sound like financial advice. Honestly, I'm trying to be very conscious about things like that. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to point out about the HTF. But on the when you zoom in, when you go to the lower time frames, it actually looks absolutely nasty. Like, bro, like it looks terrible, bro. It looks bro, like, and the poetic nature of the fact that Litecoin Lion actually called this yesterday, and I'm laughing, but I'm not happy at all. I'm actually very pissed that we saw something like this. I mean, why? It's the same thing that happened when Zcash started pumping, and everything started looking good, and we're pretty much like getting all the way to 100, 135. It looked like we're about to get that break, and October 10th freaking happened. Yeah, like October 10th happened when Litecoin was on the cusp of breaking out. Like, you can't make that type of stuff. And then we get this, right? The XMR is flying, and then we just got absolutely destroyed. While we had accelerating open interest. It's crazy. It's crazy to even see, like, all of that open interest, all of the long positions, all of the bullishness and CTN. We absolutely just we just absolutely got racked. We just came back inside. So yeah, let me open Litecoin Lions. Let me open this page, because this dude has been calling it for quite a while now. He's actually been like I said, like the Benjamin Cohen of Litecoin. He's been calling, this thing this thing that nobody wants to talk about. Has been calling this move out, for quite a while now. So I'm definitely gonna be opening this up. Y'all give me a bit. But I got a new gem here today. I got a new gem here today. I think this one's cool. Oh, I see Rock Zacharias. There's like a Leap VM. Oh, Rock Zacharias is in a live stream in a Spaces with Aztec. Okay, that's interesting. I think I'm gonna hop in that later. All right, Litecoin Lion, where are you? Yeah. Litecoin Lion. Oh boy, I searched in the wrong place. Litecoin Lion. All right. This is Litecoin Lion here. This is his page. So essentially, Litecoin Lion called this quite a while back. Like, looking at Litecoin Lion actually get these things correctly is so annoying. It's always spot on. We're gonna go as far back as we can, actually. So this is we're gonna go. Oh boy, it's actually been so frequent. So yeah, this is it. So this was yesterday, where we were at. What was the level we were at? We're at about above 78. This is 78 right here. So we're above 78. So essentially we were around 79 point something, where he made this post. Massive long liquidity below at that 74.91 level, Litecoin LTC. So that was Litecoin Lion essentially. So and look what happened, right? Oh my god, I absolutely flunked that. I need to bring that up. All right, cool. And look what happens after that. The next post, the board has been wiped clean. Now we'll wait to see if they long it again or if they have had enough. absolutely cleared. Like, how can someone be so right about this one phenomenon over and over? Like, it's so bad. It's all scripted at this point. It's like you can't make it up. Yo, we've got Stack Wallet Afrique in the building. Yo, shout out to Stack Wallet, bro. Shout out to you for joining the stream. What are you feeling, bro? What are your thoughts on the market? What are your what are your thoughts on the flash liquidation that we experienced yesterday? In LTC. What are your thoughts on it? I want to hear your thoughts. Actually, I want to talk with you guys. I want to know what you guys are thinking about all of this, right? Because this feels scripted as. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. It just feels scripted as fuck. Like, the board has been wiped clean. Now we wait to see if they long it again or if they have had enough. So that's it, all the way down. Woo, clean sweep. Not even 10 hours later. They didn't even let bro cook. They just absolutely went and served the food. They didn't let the food down. Like, look at that. Like, thanks for playing Litecoin LTC. Absolutely down to the penny. Even down to the penny, and even scrap the pot. So, like, let's look at what's next. You give up cat bulls, bro. Like, this dude's getting cocky. Okay, it's like Litecoin Lion. What the flip, bro? Like, aren't you on our side no more? Hey, yo. Like, I know you've been going on like this. You're like the prophet of doom right now. Okay, nobody wants to hear you. No one wants you to be right. Why are you being cocky about this? No, like, it's a bad omen that you're right. Why are you being cocky about it? The fuck? Oh boy, let's look at that. And we went all the way to 69, bro. Like, we had another flash drop to 69. It's just so crazy. So far the longers are quiet. That's a ton of depth they need to blow through to take 82 though. So I expect them to wait until the short really make it worth the road trip. Oh boy. So yeah, the shorts seem to be building. I don't know. I just think, like, he's been calling this thing out for quite a while now, but not a lot of people have been paying attention to it. But it keeps happening. It's like the Bitcoin dominance videos that this dude was making much earlier this year. What's the dude's name? Oh boy, what's that dude's name? I just forgot his name. Just on a second, I forgot. Benjamin Cohen. Essentially, it's the exact same thing. It's going on this run where everyone's like, oh yeah, alt season, and Benjamin Cohen's like, no, it's just a Bitcoin dominance about a rip, and it rips. It's like, so let's see. Let's look at more, because there's always more. Let me see. Okay. Let's go all the way down. I want to go all the way down so I can see previous. Okay, so this is a beautiful LTC Litecoin. Okay, so we had a short above here. That was December 5th. Did we take it? No, I don't think we took that. We didn't take those shorts. Actually, it's like Litecoin has been heavily favoring shorts for like forever now. It's like it's just been paying shorts. It's been so easy to short LTC. It's strange. And let's see this one. So this is why LTC is struggling against others. So this was November 28th. And yeah, this was one that was so prophetic as well. Like November 28th, Litecoin Lion made the tweet. This is why LTC is struggling against others. And we were all the way up to like 80. I think there's like 86 or 87, 86, 87, all the way up here. And you can see these heavy longs, bro, heavy longs. And essentially it got wiped so easily, wiped clean, and you can see that. And that was it. The next post he made was December 4th, where got wiped clean. So this is a previous example of this thing, where he predicted it all the way to the freaking penny. We went and cleared it all. We even went further down, and I talked about it on stream back then. I did. I actually talked about it. Let's go. All right. uh, um, so this this has to be another one. Uh, so this one was overhead liquidity is built in, but that $93 level has a stubborn amount of build up that we didn't weak on the last move down. Would much rather we would have grabbed that before the bounce. Next move is still unclear at this point, but the 3-day liquidity profile is the one to watch over the coming days. Overall sentiment is heavily bearish due to the blah, blah, blah. I'm not reading all of that. Yeah, sorry, bro. Or happy for you. I ain't reading all of that. Yeah. What's that? What's the update? So, I guess it was essentially predicting that we're gonna go all the way down and tap all of that. Clear all of this before we go all the way up. So, from my takeaway, what I've noticed is that essentially, LTC Lion is very correct about a lot of these things, but mostly on the long side of things. Like, when it's predicting that we're about to go down and just take out the longs, just absolutely destroy those that are leveraged trading Litecoin, and hoping that we just have that break and everything blasts, is always correct about it. And it just doesn't make sense. I'm just gonna say again, like I've said, it doesn't make any sense to leverage trade right now. The crypto markets are just so illiquid. There's just not any liquidity inside of them. And I believe like 1010 was kind of like a day to remind everybody of this fact. Like, we all got reminded, that there's just no liquidity in these markets, and that's just the truth. So yeah, like the market makers essentially are just going to continue to hunt wherever they believe they can make the most money. And that just happens to be wherever liquidation levels are, right? Because if they can force liquidations, then they can close all of those positions, and they can make their sweet spread, or they can make fees. Or you also have terrible exchanges that essentially just take the opposite of the trade. Especially like an exchange like Binance. I mean, there's a lot of people that got like problem with Binance. Essentially, they say maybe Binance takes the other side of the trade, or they sort of like force all that liquidation so they don't do the payouts. Or they use their market makers to flush out the position so they can just pocket the difference in fees. There's a lot of theories about how Binance is manipulating these markets. I'm not one to say a particular exchange. I mean, yeah, I've called out Binance a couple of times and said that they're actually the ones behind all of this. But it's just such a cop out answer. I think there are a lot of interest in ensuring that they manipulate Litecoin. But yeah, of course, it's heavily manipulated. It's very heavily manipulated. And the longer you go down this LTC Lions page, the more you see how very correct he's generally being about these things, about how these liquidations happen. So yeah, essentially that. What else we're going to talk about? So yeah, people have just been saying that because of the way we continue to move, and we're just chopping, and we're just doing absolutely nothing but destroy longs. There was this dude that made a long, he opened a long position, and essentially Litecoin Lion called him out. And yesterday, I don't know if his position got liquidated or something. I'm gonna pull that up. So he essentially made like a $6 million long on LTC. This is very ridiculous to see. All right, share this tab instead. So this was the main post. This is from Miser. So holding full position for now. That's LTC. You can see that was a long position, crossed 3x. It was a 3x margin position. It was not even a long, a heavily leveraged position like a 10x position. It's just a 3x position this dude opened, and you can see that $6.6 million entry price 78.60. And yeah, it's almost like the market saw this dude's position and was like, nah, I need to take that. Nah, give me all that money. Give me all that liquidity. That's just how it looks like. And you can see that. absolutely decimated. We absolutely decimated that. And you can see Litecoin Lion made Binance is about to take every penny this guy owns. Wow, they laugh. The game is rigged. Leverage is just a way to take it from you much faster. Like likely many others in the exact same boat. Like, yeah, honestly, like there are a lot of investing about like when people will like take these positions, open these positions, and essentially like a lot of people join in and open their own positions as well, which is it's very frustrating. It's very sad. So yeah, $6 million. That's a heavy position. I mean, Litecoin is a very heavy position to open. I don't think like there's no market maker on earth that's gonna let that position slide. In my opinion, there's just so much interest in Litecoin, right now, and a lot of people are just trying to trade it, especially after we saw Zcash go top blast, and like Monero's gone top full blast, and everyone is like, okay, now Litecoin has to be the next, right? It just makes sense. It's just a logical thing to happen. It's like Litecoin follows, and it's because like everyone believes, yo, UV Store baby, look at you, I missed you so much. How are you, friend? Happy New Year. This is like the first time I'm catching you live. I've missed you so much. That guy closed his long with a stop loss shortly after. He reopened a smaller long at 71. Oh, wow. I have to look at that. Hold on. I need to look at that. He did. He choked out. He got cocked out of his position. Bro's about to learn the wicked ways of trading LTC leverage. You don't trade LTC leverage. It's like I don't want to be the guy who says it, but like you just don't. You don't trade LTC leverage. You never do it. It's like that's like LTC 101. You just never do. It's not gonna work, bro. You're not gonna like why is it so difficult? You already have an asset that has a potential total value unlock to like the hundreds of billions of dollars. I mean, there's nothing. If you take your time and go back to the basics, right? Forget about the whole nonsense people tell themselves, the LTC debt chain, Litecoin debt chain, whatever nonsense. If Litecoin's a debt chain, Bitcoin's a debt chain. It's a very stupid argument. But if you take yourself to the basic and understand what these things fundamentally mean, and you just look at it, and you just ask yourself the simple question, like, what can actually challenge Bitcoin, fundamentally, and like actually like get all of that value that Bitcoin actually has, like tap into all of that value pool that Bitcoin is currently sitting on? The answer is Litecoin. And what is that value pool? We're talking about a value pool that, I mean, Bitcoin is currently worth like 1.92 trillion dollars or something, somewhere around that, like $2 trillion asset. So if Litecoin's about to tap from a $2 trillion asset, is Litecoin's about to take from that, we're talking about Litecoin going into the hundreds of billions of dollars at the very least, right? From here where we are at $5 billion to $150 billion market, that's like a 30x. It's insane. It's huge. Why would you still want to trade that on leverage? I don't know. I don't get it. Like, you just stack spot. They're gonna play their games. They're gonna max out liquidity because they know everyone's greedy and everyone's trying to just do everything fast. Everyone is impatient. The market's gonna punish the impatient and pay the patient with the impatient. It's a very brutal game against psychopaths with deep pockets, and we keep playing those games. It's frustrating to see, but I need to check out the guy closes his longs. Wow, that's interesting to see. Hold on, where's that? Okay, I think I saw that earlier, and then I think he also opened a short as well. Hold on, I need to check that. All right, cool. Okay. Before I get into that, there's something. Binance is traded during this. Okay. I think. Okay. This is something I need to get into later. That sounds interesting. All right. Let's look at that. I need to go to his tweet. I want to see the tweet because I think. Oh yeah. Okay. You're correct. Finit Maz, you're absolutely correct. I think I've seen that. Longed LTC, second try with this one smaller size now. I think it dumped way too much. It should recover some. Bro, I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be the guy who does this, but like, bro, so pathetic. Like, no, this is not the attitude you should have if like you're gonna be a trader and you're gonna make this risky trades or something. This is not the attitude, bro. Where's the aura? What do you mean? What do you mean? Bro got cocked out of his Litecoin position because, like, of course, but that was brutal, bro. Like, it's almost like the market makers saw his position. They were like, hell no, bro. Hell no. Not a chance in hell we're going to let this position stand. And they absolutely hunted his position, and he closed. He choked under very little pressure. You can imagine, okay, that's like what? It's the 3x long. We had like a 10% crash. That was brutal, actually. Because we went from like 78 to like 71 yesterday. So that's like a 10% crash. We'll try to look at it. What's a 10? It's like a 30%. Bro, that's a 30%. A 30% haircut on $6 million. That's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of fucking money. Jesus. Holy smokes. Bro probably lost upwards of 1.7, $1.8 million if he had, closed at the worst possible price. And with the way LTC moved, that's most likely where it closed out. That's if he did not have a stop loss. And like most people that trade leverage in crypto, they don't have stop loss because sometimes they have scam weeks. So there's a huge possibility this dude actually lost 6-7 figures, at least 6-7. I had to do it. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do it. I'm the chosen one. Somebody had to do it. 6-7. Bro, that was dumb. But yeah, 6-7 figures is what this dude, bro. Nah, I can't keep saying that. 6 or 7 figures is what this dude actually lost today. So long LTC second try with this one smaller size now. I think it dumped too much. It should recover some at least. Nah. It's like this terrible attitude for a trader. This time there's an entry price 71 point. What time was this? Let's look at what happened since so he made this tweet. This was 9:29 a.m. Bro, I don't even know what time zone my laptop is at. I bought this and I never set the time. I never calibrated the time. What is this? Okay, so oh boy. I can't. This is January. Okay, this is 9:29 a.m. Let me open the charts and see when that was. 9:29 a.m. Okay, 9:29. Oh my God! The market absolutely trolled this dude. What the? Yo! Look at that. 9:29 a.m. was when? So today's Thursday, 9:29 a.m. 9:29 a.m. has to be. Oh my God! I have to do the calculation, bro. No, okay. I think it's simple. So it's 2:32. It's like 5 hours ago. So he made that 5 hours ago. So what's 5 hours ago? Bro literally made that position here. Okay, I think, yeah. So essentially, we had this flash crash, and bro literally bought into this candle. Bro, if we fall, what he went long the second time with LTC 5 hours ago. 3 hours ago, he went short BTC with $4 million. LTC USD long is still like, bro, is he a hyper liquid whale? Like, is he a hyper liquid whale? I want to know. If he's a hyper liquid whale. I want to know. So like, I know if we could track what he's doing or something. That's gonna be freaking funny. Like it's gonna be like the James Wynn of Litecoin. Like that's that's gonna be so hilarious. Look at that. If we go down, it's because of Miser, or what's his name? Miser XB, bro. Miser XBT would be the reason why we crash if we crash. Somebody get this dude, get his phone out of his hand and close all of his positions. He closed the BTC short 2 hours ago for 50K scalp, bro. That is some soy boy-ish to do. Like, that's very soy boy. That is the most Sigma, that's the most beta male thing you could possibly do, bro. Like beta Sigma, they're all dumb as fuck. It's the same thing. But it's so lame. Like so he had, if I'm getting this correctly, he had a 6 to 7 figure loss on that LTC position. Easy free money he gave the market makers or Binance, dependent. And it proceeds to console himself with a $50,000 scalp on BTC. Ouch, that sucks. Yo, Finite Maz, like, are you long or short Litecoin? Are you trading leverage, or you're just chilling, stacking spot? Bro, I want to check this dude's post. I want to see what the updates are. So, okay, so this was the 4 million BTC short. I thought it was actually an LTC short. But yeah, I think it dumped way too much. You should recover some at least. Nah, bro, that's terrible mentality. That's terrible way to think about these things. Always gonna have worse, consequences. Just never gonna work out well. Shorted $4 million BTC. Did this recover? Did he make a profit from this? I don't even know. Oh, so that's it. Oh, there's a 37,000 PNL. Bro, like you can't. What's that? $4 million. Okay, the $4 million short was with how much? $4.7 million. Position just so you can scalp. Oh boy, so you can scalp a 50,000. Oh my god, so you can make a 50k scalp. That's whew. I don't know what the RR of that is. That definitely doesn't sound impressive to me. How much money on the line for that? Let's look at this. What else? He's not dropped any other update. It's interesting actually. No leverage for you, bro. You smart. You very smart. I've been accumulating for a decade, massive losses because LTC BTC plummeting and doesn't stop. No leverage from, bro. You're smart. You're a G. That's the way, in my opinion. Like, bro, like you just stack it spot. Like, we don't need to make this thing complicated at all, in my opinion, because like, you know the game. I feel like one of the things people still don't understand about like Litecoin is like Litecoin is the most no-brainer trade, and it's like it's never gonna be easy. It's the most no-brainer trade that exists. Yeah, a $38,000 scalp after like having a 6 or 7 figure bro. Sorry, that's my last time. I'm not doing it again. But yeah, 38k after losing 6 figures to 7 figures. On that Litecoin position is actually pathetic. I don't know. No one should long Litecoin or even short it. It's probably gonna be worse. Like, I've been feeling because the shorts have actually been winning for like years now. It's like one of the most confident people in like the Litecoin trading space are people that just short Litecoin. They just short every euphoria or they short every major resistance, and it's been paying dividends. Like, it's so easy to trade that if you've been shorting, and I feel like it's probably giving people like a false sense of confidence that it's it's something that they should be doing, and it's just gonna it's gonna be what the precip will be for Litecoin's reversal. All of the shorts, they get cocky and we just short squeeze our way to the top. I think that might be the precip that starts it. No leverage for you, bro. That's actually dope. But 85% loss in my Bitcoin by buying LTC Long. Yeah, bro. That's the part that actually sucks. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my journey in Litecoin has actually been pretty recent. So like, of course, I'm still like a baby compared to you guys who've actually been here, much longer. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of y'all that are Litecoiners, y'all are actually like much older, and there's a lot of based people in this community, and you guys are like OGs. You guys have experienced all of it. Like, you've experienced all the whole nonsense in this space, right? You've experienced the nonsense. A lot of y'all even saw, when Charlie sold and everyone went, oh yeah, he abandoned the coin, blah blah blah. A lot of y'all saw that. So the opportunity cost has actually been brutal. I believe like that's the thing about like Litecoin is just like, people look at it and it's like people who've been buying silver like over the last 6-7 years or would have been buying silver over the last 6 or 7 years. They've actually been, up until last year and this year, they've actually been getting maximally screwed. Like, the opportunity cost in holding silver was just absolutely terrible. It was like that for like the better part of a decade. Like, gold was going on a run itself, and silver was just like whatever. And all of that opportunity cost was just so staggering and so painful. But one thing is that eventually, like, overvaluation creates undervaluation. Undervaluation creates further undervaluation. And once something has gotten so undervalued to the point where there's like a consensus that this thing is like dead, that is what like creates the conditions for a violent reversal and a violent uprising. That's why I believe like when LTC is gonna, it's a patience game, right? It's a painful patience game, but when LTC recovers, it's probably gonna be very fast, and a lot of these opportunity costs will be rewarded, just like silver, right? You can see what happened with silver, and finally a lot of boomer, like a lot of people, their parents are probably silver bugs, right? They've been holding silver. I know this silver thing it's probably gonna work. I've been collecting silver for quite a while. It's gonna work. Don't worry, Jim, it's gonna pay out. and for the better part of a decade, and it's just done nothing, and it just did everything over the last 2 years. And when you look at LTC BTC, I'm gonna pull up the charts, by the way, real quick, so we just look at the ratios. I like looking at the ratios all the time, but yeah, essentially, yeah, the 85% loss in the BTC, bro, is very painful. I feel that pain. But yeah, it's like when all of this space is probably gonna happen way too fast. I hope we can all just continue to stay focused on the fundamentals and not let this criminal class of sociopaths with a very deep pocket, just kick us away from this trade, from this position that we're holding. But like, are you in the position where you feel numb about the market, or are you like still like very bullish, happy? Like, I want to know, like, what's your frame of mind around the market? Like, when you see this little pumps or dumps, like, do they still have a emotional effect on you, or is it just like whatever? Oh, LTC pump, great. LTC dump, whatever. I'm gonna just stack some more. Is it like what's the process in your mind now, or your view? What's it? I want to know. And by the way, what we're gonna talk about next as well is I want to know, like, is BTC being suppressed by Bitcoin? Is Litecoin being suppressed by Bitcoin maxes? That's the next thing I want us to discuss. Actually, this is what I want us to discuss in depth, because I'm of the opinion, like a lot of people say, Litecoin is being suppressed by Bitcoin maxes. But I generally don't buy that idea, and it's like I'm gonna lay out my reasons why. I just think it doesn't make sense for supporters of an asset to invest all of that time and effort into trying to destroy another asset, like especially all of that capital commitment. It's just better. Like, if you support something else, it's just better for you to use all of that money to just promote your thing, right? I think if Litecoin is getting suppressed, in my opinion, then the things we should focus on is not the price. Like, it's very dumb if someone's trying to suppress an asset. I mean, we're talking about, these things are essentially money tree networks, right? They're censorship resistant money tree networks, essentially. Bitcoin, Litecoin, they're just the same. It's the same thing, and they're competing for usage and all of these things. So that's the main front of competition. Bitcoin is competing for users. Litecoin is competing for users. Litecoin's winning. So essentially, if they wanted to suppress Litecoin, what would be worried about is if we're getting excluded from platforms, if we're getting sidelines, we're not getting included in some of the top exchanges. We're probably, if we're sidelined from getting an ETF altogether, if we are not, being included in the IRAs and all of these other, top integrations that Bitcoin's getting, then, I can be of the opinion that, okay, yeah, we are being suppressed, because like those are the places that they can actually practically suppress us. If they're trying to keep the price low with the intention of killing it, it just makes no sense, because what that's just going to do is it's just going to continue to make it cheap, and they're just going to continue to create a value gap between the network value of Litecoin, that is of course increasing in users, and the price. And people are going to continue to look at that, and you can't suppress price forever, because at some point Bitcoin's going to get too expensive. It's going to get too difficult to move. Money is agnostic. Money doesn't care, doesn't believe in any concept. Money just looks for where the best opportunity is. And if your idea of suppressing it is to keep the price down, then what they're essentially doing is just making it, they're just creating a black hole for capital when capital gets tired of pushing Bitcoin. Because when capital gets tired of pushing Bitcoin, and they see that Litecoin is incredibly relatively undervalued because they've been suppressing it, there's going to be a mass exodus of capital, a mass rotation from Bitcoin into Litecoin, and it's going to be so crazy. It's going to be so fast. It's going to be very difficult to stop. You never know what that can actually lead to, right? And so it just doesn't make sense why they would suppress it by keeping the price low. So if we're talking about like Litecoin being suppressed, then in my opinion, it's just, what we should be looking at is if we're getting excluded, and we're not getting excluded, bro. Like, guys, like, fundamentally things are great. It's so strange, like, things are so fundamentally great, but the price is so low and everyone's freaking out, and rightfully so, right? I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, you shouldn't feel bad about the price. You should feel bad about the price. It's your hard work, it's your hard-earned income, like your hard-earned capital that's in the market. But you should also think about it, right? if we're in a position where the market was in the reverse, right? Litecoin's at $3,000, where there's nothing going on, all the fundamentals are dwindling, then like, in my opinion, that's when I've been more bothered, right? But like we have fundamentals are getting better. We have access to, institutional pool of capital, trillions of dollars of institutional pool worth of capital through the ETFs. Finite Mass. Oh, I've seen your comment. I'm getting to your comments in a bit. Okay, I'm gonna get to your comment in a bit. Let me just round this up. Access to institutional capital. We have this Litecoin treasuries. We are included in Fidelity's IRA. Matter of fact, one of the only 3 coins that people can actually include in their retirement account. Fidelity. Fidelity is the largest institutional provider of 401ks and retirement. Like, bro, we're like $6, $7, $8, $9 trillion dollar asset manager. Fidelity. We're one of the 3 coins in the in your IRA. Like, everything is so structured properly. Like, the fact that price is so down, in my opinion, it's frustrating. But like, this is just because the trade's not going to be easy, and it is just such. The opportunity is just so great. It's so bullish. In my, I don't know how people could be negative. I mean, frustrated, yes, but like negative to the point where you say, "Oh, LTC is dead." Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But so no, I don't think it makes any sense that we are being suppressed by Bitcoin, Bitcoin maxes or anything like that. It just makes no sense in my mind, because there's no financial incentive for them to suppress it. It's actually placed to the disadvantage. They're just creating a vacuum to suck all of the capital that's going into BTC when capital gets tired of pushing BTC, because relative undervalue. They're just all gonna. It's I've explained that. I don't know, go over it again, but like I don't think Bitcoin maxes are suppressing it. Are they taking it away from platforms? Yes, Litecoin metrics are being pulled away from platforms left and right and center. Now that is where they can actually do a suppression, trying to exclude us. But in the places that matter, they can't. Right? We are on every top exchange in the world. We have the finance supply, the proof of work. Our proof of work ecosystem is robust. We have this very nice S-Crypt ecosystem of a lot of interesting coins. We have Dogecoin, we have Bell's coin, we have Pepcoin, and all of this Pepecoin and all of these coins. And we have all of this. We also are included in the ETFs, IRS, everything, all the things that matter. We have. So like, there's no suppression going on that matters, in my opinion. And LTC is just, it's just patience. We're taking our time. All right, Finite Maz, I have to go to your comment. Been through it also. I'm impartial. Market can remain irrational. Yeah, people can long or short. I don't care, because I can remain solvent longer than the market can remain irrational. Sooner than later, bro. That is cold, bro. That is so. Bro, that is nice. That is like a James Bond, type of a code. I can remain solvent longer than the market can remain irrational. Yes, I can. Bro, that's nice. I like it. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, that's essentially. I believe that's essentially the game. Can you remain solvent longer than the market can remain irrational about Litecoin? Can you survive the game? Because the games can go on longer on, the LTC. The games can go on much longer than a lot of people expect, especially now where we have a lot of people like that have actually been long-term Litecoin holders over the past decade that are finally, after years of being so difficult to shake out, they're finally getting into the zone where they are uncertain. That's an opportunity for these guys, the sociopaths, to get the coins out of their hand. Why would they pass it up? Why would they save them? They're sociopaths. The only thing they want is maximum value. If they feel they can kick you out of the game, they'll kick you out of the game. Crypto is essentially it's a casino, but you're not playing with a slot machine. You're playing poker, and when you're playing poker, there's a sucker on the table. And if you play poker, no one's gonna look at you. You're the sucker on the table, and then you're gonna I don't know, offer you a handout or something. No, they're gonna kick you out. If you're the sucker, you're gonna get punked, and that's just the thing, right? They're gonna play their games. A lot of people right now, after years and years of absolute conviction, are finally uncertain. Yeah, I just think because of that, there's a possibility that the market actually continues to frustrate us longer, get those people out. It's sad. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, but this is the game. It's just the way it is. It's poker. And yeah, the poker is brutal. Sound money, base layer, fungibility, proof of work, finite supply, top end payments, treasury coming, meta is here, bro. Like 100%, 100%, 100%. People still don't get it. People who don't understand what what Litecoin actually is about are they're kids, in my opinion, because like a lot of people don't understand the fundamental importance of sound money that has a finite supply. Especially people don't have an proper understanding of the concept of something being actually censorship resistant. The proof of work structure of Litecoin's consensus model. It's because like in everyone's I don't blame, because the recent conversation in the crypto space has been around, oh, it's about TPS, about we're gonna build layer 2 of this and that, and we're gonna have the smart contracts and all this and all this cool stuff that is nice, but like people have completely forgotten the importance of these things, and people don't understand that these things are the things that actually keep Bitcoin number one. These are things that actually makes Bitcoin so valuable, and the only other coin that has it and has the structure is Litecoin. And it not only does it have the structure, it has 14 years of track record. It doesn't exist. Coins like Litecoin just doesn't exist. There's no second Litecoin. Litecoin is the only alternative to Bitcoin that makes sense. Once you understand that the game is simple, it's just it's the thing of patience. You just have to play poker. Finance supply, and yeah, we're topping payment. Like that's one thing. Like I'd start to bother if we're actually getting kicked out of this payment platforms. Just because I said it, yo, freaking psychopaths, don't go get it done, okay? Because I know y'all can hear me. I was like, oh yeah, he said it. Yeah, let's go get Litecoin out of those payment platform. We're gonna do it, and someone go guess that. No, please, yo, don't do it. But yeah, essentially, as long as the fundamentals are great, no, I don't think. I think we're good. One more thing. Do you think XMR is leading the way for Litecoin? I think I need to open the charts in a bit. And by the way, what I'm gonna do towards the end of this stream, someone actually did this hate thread. It's a hate post against Litecoin, essentially. And I'm gonna go into that. I'm gonna dissect that, and I'm gonna offer my rebuttal. I'm actually gonna attack. I'm gonna tear through it. I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna dissect it. I'm gonna rip it apart. I'm gonna look at it. We're gonna do it together on this live. So y'all are gonna want to stick around for that. I think it's gonna be cool. But yeah, let me pull up the charts real quick. Oh boy. Yep. So yeah, I gotta zoom this out, bro. I want to point something out before opening up the chart. Hold on. Master BTC LTC pointed something out, and I think there's a possibility that we're actually very close, and XMR might actually be, in fact, leading the way for Litecoin. And where is it? I gotta bring it up. Yeah. So essentially, what I saw someone who made a post, because XMR has essentially been curving up. And people expect that XMR, Litecoin is going to curve up as well. But I think people are getting it wrong. XMR, if we look at it, and I'm just going to bring up this, Master's post, and then we're going to go into my own, we're going to open the charts ourselves. So essentially what this Master post did was it showed XMR finally catching up to its its network value model, because that's what Master's entire thesis is about. It's about like the fair value gap. And for those that don't know, it's just he essentially did a calculation for what Bitcoin's value, what Bitcoin network stats are, at its current value, and then just takes the other stats of these other proof of work networks, and it just creates a model for them based on their relative value to Bitcoin, in ratio, in relation to its own stats and all that. That's essentially what it is. So and you can see what I'm saying about Monero is Monero curves up. You can see that Monero grinds and like curves his way up and then crashes, and it curves his way up and then crashes, and it curves his way. But if you look at Litecoin stays flat and it levels up. That's what Litecoin does. It levels up. Litecoin doesn't cry. Like people think, oh, we're gonna start grinding all the way up. While that's possible, I don't think that's the way Litecoin moves. I don't think that's the way Litecoin moves at all. And this shows it. We're gonna plot it ourselves. You can see here this. You see how we just leveled up there, and we leveled up again, and essentially that's what we do: level up, level up, level up, level up, vertical repricing. But Monero kind of like does it more muted. It just curves up. So I think whenever we do that repricing, it's definitely going to be vertical, in my opinion, vertical and fast. And I think LTC is just it's hunting liquidity and trying to grab as much money as it can to fuel its run, because like of course the more you grab all that sweet liquidity, the more you can actually absolutely explode. So we're gonna look at LTC XMR side by side. I don't like looking at the ratios of altcoins against each other, because those ratios don't mean anything. They don't. I don't like. They don't mean anything. I've tried doing and by the way, bro, Finite Maz, I don't know if I'm getting your name correctly. Do you actually monitor the ratios? Do you monitor altcoin ratios or any ratios at all? What ratios do you monitor? I want to know. I need to take this RSI out. I'm not really a fan of indicators at all. Matter of fact, I try to keep TA to the minimal. I personally, and this might sound like conspiracy theory, but I personally believe that if a technical analysis tool is readily available, then it's just it's no longer it's useless. That's what it is, right? And boy, the sheer number of CMTs that have gotten things absolutely freaking wrong. If I'm to assign a ratio of this certified market chartists being correct against them being wrong in this space, it's gonna be closer to like maybe a 20% or something. That's how terrible. 20%, I'm being generous. Like they get it so wrong all the time. These people, they're gonna show, oh yeah, I'm a certified market technician, and I'm using the VPVR, I'm using the the DJI, the whatever, and it's like I'm not trying to berate them. I'm like, at the end of the day, I try to just use statistical models to think about this, right? It's just what we're observing is just behavioral patterns of people, and there are a lot of ways to try to predict that behavior. Good luck predicting the individual behavior. So you want to know exactly when we're going to get the breakout or something like that. Good luck. I don't think that's possible. But just like humans, right? You can get the general sense of direction of where people are going to go or what people are going to say, but you cannot know exactly what they're thinking at any given time. And that's just what I that's what I believe people should see. Oh my god. So yeah, this is Monero. Yeah, I like Monero, honestly. I like anything that is okay. I think I see your comment. LTC BTC. I only have BTC and LTC. Giga Chat. That's the Giga Chat thing to do. That is the Giga Chat thing to do. LTC BTC. That's the ratios that matter. I look at LTC BTC, but I also look at the silver and gold ratio, because like LTC actually has a very well structured move against silver, which is actually something that not a lot of people are paying attention to, because people just think about it like, why should LTC trade against silver? It doesn't make sense. It's a crypto, it's a insta liquid, and you have this silver, it's not insta liquid. It just doesn't make sense that there's going to be swap going on between both of them. But I think I make the case that these cryptos that have existed for quite a while, especially the ones that have been deemed commodities, right, by the CFTC and the SEC for like very long. We're talking about Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum. They actually have very structured move against commodities. And if you think about it, like crypto trades entirely based on sentiments, right? It's just a commodity, essentially. That's the way it trades. There's no like PE ratio you can really look about. There's no objective valuation for crypto, right? It's all about sentiments. So the people, in my opinion, that it was going to attract are still the commodity bros. So like I can see how the commodity bros can sort of like trade these things against each other. That was my thesis. And I opened the LTC chart and I plotted it, and I saw, in fact, that it has a very properly structured move against silver and gold. And I've been tracking the those ratios, and we broke down against silver, and it looks like if you look at LTC BTC, there's no reason for it to go down. It's just going down. there's no structure in it. It's just going down. But if you look at LTC silver, LTC gold, there is a reason for it to delay, because it actually has structures that actually justify it staying down, as opposed to LTC BTC that's just Litecoin going down against Bitcoin. And I'm gonna because of you, right? I'm gonna open it up because of you in the bin. But let's look at Monero and LCC. So I'm gonna open the monthly for Monero. So this is it essentially. So this is LTC and this is XMR. So this is XMR and this is LTC. So if you notice, between December 15 and December 2017, so between December 2015 and December 2017, XMR just went on this steady climb. So that again, December 2015 to December 2017, XMR went on a steady climb. And what did LTC do from December 2017, between December 2017 and December 20 between December 2015 and December 2017? You can see that LTC essentially did nothing. It did nothing for a very long time. XMR was on the ascendancy. Look at that. It was on the ascendancy. December 2015, January, all the way to August 2016. What was LTC doing till August? So where's December 2015? So this is December 2015, August 2016, nothing. February 2017, nothing. So LTC essentially did nothing from December 2015. Oh, it even goes all the way back to August, but from when XMR started moving was December 2015 up until February 2017. December 2015 to February 2017, Litecoin did nothing. That's more than a year. That's a year and 2 months, a year and 3 months actually, because December is a full month. A year and 3 months, LTC did absolutely nothing. It was just range bound, absolutely decimating traders, whilst XMR was exploding. You can see that XMR was actually exploding, and you can see that we're gonna calculate the percentage highs. I want to get this RSI away. So let's look at that. I gotta escape that. So I think there's a possibility that XMR might actually be showing LTC the way, because it's like I saw someone who tweeted that XMR being up means the market has chosen LTC is dead, as a shit coin. It's like, bro, like people keep saying the same thing, and that's why game theory is so perfect. It makes no sense why game theory should be so correct about people's behaviors, but people are so predictable when it comes to like the long term the long-term direction of their behavior. It's so predictable, and it's so strange. Everyone's going, oh yeah, LTC is dead. So December 2015 to February 2017. Listen, December 2015 up until February 2017, 13 months, Monero went on a run that took it 4,500%. It went up 4,500%. December 2015 all the way to February 2017, 4,500%. What did LTC do in the same time period? Let's look at that. The same December, same time period. Let's look at that. December 2015. And where's that? December 2015 all the way to February of 2017, and this is a very generous estimate. I think I need to zoom this in properly, so I'm not absolutely destroying that. So December 2015, this was even where we started December 2015 at. So February 20, where's the peak of 2015? February 20. Yeah, so LTC LTC went up 35%. 35% in 13 months. 13 months. LTC went up 75% in 13 months. 75% in 30 months was what we did. And XMR went up 4,500%, 4,500% in the same time period. And what happens after that? What happens after that? Let's go back to LTC. LTC leveled up. That's what it does. It levels up. It goes on a violent repricing. That is what LTC does. It waits for everyone to believe it's dead, and it goes on a violent repricing. It's the game. It's the game. And everyone's going to get punked again because everyone is so damn emotional. People don't understand the way this game's played. And game theory will happen again because game theory is far too effective because humans are far too predictable. I'm sure everyone was quick to call LTC dead between, December 2015 and February of 2017. Of course, I wasn't around back then, but I would imagine that they actually thought that because XMR had absolutely exploded. It was like the darling. Of course, it's gone like 4,500%. And essentially, I'm sure a lot of Litecoiners probably started going like, oh, yeah, I have to go hop on this, Monero thing. Like Litecoin it's gone. It's dead. It's the end of it. It's never going to come back again. And look at what happens, right? We're going to do from the swing low to swing highs. So what happens, March of 2025, all the way to the market peak. Oh boy. Now I need to use this. Oh boy, I need to get to the spike. Yeah, so no, I need to zoom this in. Hold on. I need to do this properly. For the sake of the replay, we need to do this properly. Hold on. Oh my God. What am I doing? It's all breaking down. Yeah, actually, I need to take this away so it doesn't mess with the formation. Get out. So the same time period, what does LTC do? It goes up 10,000%. 10,000% from February, from March 2017. From March 2017 to all the way to this was what month was this? I need to find out what month this was. Hold on. So March 2017 all the way to December 2017, LTC went up 10,000%. 10,000. Think about that. Think about that. Again, use your common sense in these things. Use your common sense. Take your emotions out of this. It's just the same game being played. It's the same game being played. They don't even have another script to play. It's the same thing that's happening, in my opinion. Oh my God, I didn't share it. Hold on. Did I share it? Did you see that? I think I need to do that again. I don't think I shared my screen while I was doing it. So essentially, I have to do that again. That's sad, but I'll do it again. I don't care. I'll do it again. So this is it. From March. Oh, bro, come on. What is that? What's happening? Why is it all breaking? It's all breaking down. Get out of here. From March of 2017 all the way to, oh, now I think I went a little too down. But yeah, swing low to swing high, March 2017 to December 2017. LTC did a 10,000%. 10,000%. So again, I come back to XMR and you can see from December 2015 all the way to February 2017, XMR 4,500%. The same time period, LTC did absolutely nothing. It only went up 35%. And over the next 10 months, from March of 2017 to December of 2017, LTC leveled up. It went up 10,000%. 10,000%. So now let's look at what XMR did in that time period, because a lot of people play with their emotions. They put their emotions on the line when it comes to these things, and game theory will always punish the emotional. And in crypto, in the markets, right, in commodity markets, game theory will always punish the emotional. If you're emotional, you're gonna get punked by the market, because the market doesn't care about your emotions. It doesn't. It actually just doesn't care, right? It's gonna do what it's gonna do. It doesn't care about your emotions. It doesn't care about whatever ideals you believe in or any of that. It doesn't care. It just does what it wants to do. So in the same time period, remember, I don't know if I'm plotting that right. Am I plotting that right? Hold on. I need to be sure that I'm getting that right. So where is March? So is this the March candle? Okay, I need to start from the base of the March candle. Start at the base of the March candle, get all the way to the swing highs. So Litecoin LTC did 4,000. LTC did 35% in from 2015, December 2015 all the way to February 2017. LTC did 35%. XMR did 4,500%. Now from March of 2017 all the way to December, LTC did a 10,000% and XMR did a 3,000%. And that is just the game. That just shows you the game. That just shows you there's a possibility that XMR might just be, creating a premonition for LTC. It might just be creating the conditions for LTC. So if that's what we're seeing here, then let's see, when did XMR start its move? December 2014, December 2014, all the way to here. Let's just see if we can play devil's advocate here and see if we are seeing something similar happen. So where was the beginning of this? The beginning of this when we broke out of this EMA ribbon. So we broke out and started as ultimately. So that was December of 2024. Interesting. All the way up, up until now, we've done 400% from swing lows to swing highs. Now, what has LTC done from December 2014? December 2014. December 2024 rather. December 2024. What has LTC done? Oh boy. December. This was December. Again, it's almost the same thing. Bro, we've actually done negative 30%. Holy smokes. Bro, like who's writing the script? Bro, like this is actually insane. So let me get this straight. Hold on. 2015, but from between 20 from December 2015 to February 2017, LTC did a 35% only. XMR did a 4,500%. And from March 2017 all the way to December of 2017, LTC did a 10,000%. 10,000%. And XMR did a 3,000%. Now, it just happens to be that right now, just like I showed, LTC has done a minus 30% in the same time period. So from December 2024, all the way to now, LTC has done a minus 30%, and XMR has done a 400%. Who's scripting this? The world. We have to believe in a simulation of some sort. We have to believe in a simulation of some sort, because like you can't script me a better Indiana Jones movie than this. In my opinion, it's just like from the writers of, they should just end this market, and this at the end of this bull market, they should just put from the writers of Titanic or something. Because like it's so prophetic. So yeah, I do believe, and you can see again, just like it did the last time, just going in steps, minding absolutely no one, just doing nothing, acting like it's no one's business what it's doing. That was essentially the way it did its move then. It's literally doing the same thing. It's just going on its own, taking the steps. While LTC doesn't play games like that. LTC takes its time and it levels up. That's what it does. It takes its time, and when it's ready, it levels up. It levels up. It levels up. It levels up. LTC doesn't play those games. And that's why I believe LTC is so brutal. It's just so brutal because the way it moves is by leveling up. That's what it does. It just levels up. So I think it's a brutal game. And a lot of people are going to continue to get destroyed in this game because a lot of people, longs are just going to continue to, double down on their longs. You can't tell them what to do. They're going to continue to leverage, and they're going to continue to give like LTC the liquidity fuel that it needs to pop off. And when it pops off, they're going to have nothing to be able to buy spot, and they're going to end up buying the top. That's just the way it works, the way market works. Unfortunately, in a game of poker, there has to be a sucker on the table. It sucks, but that's just the way it is. It sucks. But yeah, I think we've been able to establish reasonably, right, at least by pattern recognition, that XMR might actually be leading the way for Litecoin, because there's a lot of similarities between what happened between 2015 and 2017 and what's happening now, or what's been happening between 2024 and 2026. I'm going to continue to monitor this. I think this is actually very interesting. It's actually something worth monitoring. I mean, Finite Maz, if you're still here, I want to know what you think. What do you think about it? Do you think it makes sense? Do you think there's actually something to see here? Because I think it's actually very interesting. I think it's actually very interesting. Oh boy, I need to look at this. Okay, so now I think I need to go and look at XMR Silver. Let me compare them, the silver appearance. I don't know if XMR does anything to, against silver. I don't know if it has a structure against silver, but let me see. Doesn't hurt to see, does it? Holy smokes. Holy baloney. It does. It does have a proper market structure against silver. Holy. Okay, we're gonna look at that. That's interesting. That's worth looking at. Holy. So this is XMR Silver. XMR Silver seems to be finding its reversal. Let's see. And pull this out. Oh. Is there okay, I think this is the structure for XMR Silver. This is actually very interesting. So essentially, XMR has been forming this. I think this is an asymmetrical triangle because it's it's lower lows, higher lows, lower highs. It's a asymmetrical triangle that XMR has been forming against silver essentially. After going on this ladder step. Wow, just right in the EMAs, and does this consolidation. And it looks ready to rip against silver. That is very interesting. So XMR is about to go. So now okay, I think I see. So 8-year accumulation phase, I think it's primed to level up. I also thought that 8 years ago though. Right. And we're way up and to the right on every meaningful metric but price. Yeah. I think at least with what I've been able to show with XMR, XMR just takes that walk. It pretty much crawls up and then we level up. I think that is something, right? Of course, past price performance is no guarantee of future performance, but it's something. It's actually something worth looking at. That's what I think. That's what I personally believe. But yeah, you're right. It's always thought for like forever, like for years now. I've thought we're ready. Like LTC, that's the beautiful thing about LTC, is that LTC always looks ready. It's ready. It's always been ready. Like it's ready to do everything and nothing at once. It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. LTC right now is ready to just freaking 50x. It's actually ready, and at the same time, it's ready to just do nothing. Literally, it's one of the coins that has absolutely none to prove anyone to anyone. It's just gonna move when it wants to move. But yeah, and we're way up and to the right on every meaningful metric but price. Factors, bro. Factors. All of the user data. We have all-time high usage, all-time high value transacted, and where balance is going up and to the right. Incredible. We have the ETFs. We have everything. Everything's bullish, but the price. So I think history is just gonna repeat itself, and we're gonna level up in due time. So yeah. So XMR Silver, essentially, like this is LTC Silver. I've been tracking it, and I used to say, and I'm still saying again, that this has probably been our predicament for a while. I keep bringing this up every stream because it's worth looking at, right? I think more people should be paying attention to this. I want to see what the CMTs actually, bring out. What they actually make of this chart, because I think it's actually very interesting. You can see that we have actually been holding a consistent pattern against silver, lower highs progressively, and then we broke down. You can see this very clear line of support that we respect. That this is a formation that took 8 years to form. 8 years to form this formation against silver, and that's what we've essentially been playing. Oh my god, we're all the way down to 0.79. That is brutal. So essentially we had this the first place we had this resistance before we had the final leg up in the bull market was essentially what the point where this support got formed, and you can see that's where we tag the support 1, 2, 3. So essentially, yeah, the formation is clear, and so we broke down. So what I'm seeing with Monero is that the Monero silver chart is actually much more recent. Like it doesn't go all the way back. Oh, it does in fact go all the way back. Okay. It does in fact go all the way back. That's interesting, but it looks different. It looks very different. Though, was there a chart? Was there a pattern before this? I don't know if any of these patterns would have made sense here. I don't know if it makes sense to plot anything here. I don't think that's enough of a time frame to draw a correlation from. But 8 years of data definitely makes sense. So we have test of resistance 1, 2, 3. This is we tested this resistance 1, 2, 3. If we probably let's take it to the weekly so we can see the formation even clearer. That's interesting, actually. Like that's very interesting. Let's look at that. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and yeah. So we had 4 tests of this support, this resistance. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, 5 tests of this resistance. And this point we almost got all the way there, and then we've been bouncing off the support. 8-year formation, actually. This is valid. This is legit. This is a legit triangle, and essentially it's trying to pop off. Oh my god, this could be fireworks. This could be very close to what XRP did against silver, because XRP did something similar to what Monero is doing right now against silver. It's a very interesting one. I think I should just bring it up. Actually. I think it's actually interesting. We need to look at that. Let's look at that. Okay, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna bring XRP up so we see. We'll be closing the stream in about 20 minutes or thereabouts. So I need to wrap this up. I need to be fast. But yeah, I think it's worth looking at. That is interesting. So XMR might be ready to just start, exploding, or just keep, continue to, might just be ready to go up, very quickly. That's what I think. I think that's not out of the question. That's not a question at all. So let's look at that. So I'm pulling up XRP Silver, so you can see what I'm talking about here. So this is XRP Silver, and you can see it kind of had this. It was XRP Silver was actually a descending triangle, and it broke to the upside. But XMR is actually more of a an asymmetrical triangle, and it looks ready to break to the upside. That's actually very interesting. It's very interesting. If it does what XRP did, then it's definitely gonna be tapping its range highs, which was all the way here. So this is what XRP did. It essentially popped off and tapped this range highs against silver. XMR might be ready to do the same thing. Who knows? Probably go and tap its range highs, and that will be somewhere close to I don't know, 20 and 25 silver per XRP. That's actually interesting. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a fun ride. Let's see. It probably does that. That's interesting. But LTC, what do we do against silver, bro? We broke down. We're the odd one out, bro. We're the odd one out. We're always the odd one out. We broke down against silver. Wow, why must it be? Oh boy, it still hurts. Like the fact that bro, still hurts, bro. We're getting destroyed. This probably just Princess Cam week to force a reversal. That's what I'm betting on. Princess Cam week gets all the way back to like a one silver per LTC, reversal, then starts consolidating, and before it builds a new structure. That's what I'm expecting this to do. But essentially, you see, this is probably done more than LTC BTC. I'm gonna pull up LTC BTC now. LTC BTC. What has LTC BTC done? So you can see essentially there's no pattern on the HTF here. This LTC BTC, we're just sidestepping essentially. I don't know. I could just pick one. Just we can get a low trend here. Like to plot this here. Okay, let me get that here. So essentially, this is all we can do for LTC BTC. Yeah, it's just like a general point we've just been grinding on. But yeah, besides that, there's nothing. It's just like a springboard. That's what this is. It's a springboard. There's not, it's a springboard against BTC. That's what it appears to me here. So this is it. There's nothing. There's just not. It doesn't look like a formation that has any apparent reason to keep LTC from breaking down against USD. It's just forming a springboard against BTC. But the LTC silver, this formation looks like the main reason why we didn't have that break to the upside. And essentially, we're just stuck in this descending triangle. And we broke down, and look at that. We're following through. We're following through with the formation. Look at that. What is this is, if we actually follow through with the measured move of this formation, it's not going to be funny. It's going to be brutal. I don't think that happens. But again, I didn't know we're going to come out this way. That's going to take us to, holy smokes. It's going to take us to, oh my God, I can't. That's going to take us to 1.6 silver per LTC. That's going to be brutal. So if we actually go to the measured move of this, it's going to be brutal. I don't know if we get there. I doubt we get there. But if we get there, oh boy, that's going to be all the way down here. It's going to be all the way back to 2017 levels, essentially. Oh boy. That is not good. That's going to be all the way 2017 levels. This I don't know if we get there. If we get there, it's going to be it's going to be very brutal. I don't know. I don't know what I can make of that. I have not thought about that, but yeah, if we get there, I don't know what that's going to look like. Is it going to be LTC dropping, or is it going to be silver pumping, or LTC dropping while silver pumps? Who knows? But if that's not the case, I don't know. I don't think, it just doesn't make sense that it happens. I've been saying this again. LTC, $5 billion commodity trading against a $5 trillion commodity like silver. The reverse side of the trade is where the opportunity is, which is from silver to LTC. I keep saying it. And that just makes sense. No matter how this bleeds, it will continue to remain the truth. So there's a possibility that we're just trying to force this. We're trying to force a bottom in this formation. And if we do that, we can probably find our way here and, probably do something similar to what XRP did and tap this highs. If we tap this highs against silver, it's going to be 18 silver per LTC. At current price, it's going to be like $1,500 per LTC. I mean, it's going to be decent, but like, that's not what I'm hoping for LTC. I actually will go much higher than that, but that's just wishful thinking. But yeah, that's it about the ratios. Is there any other thing you want me to touch? Is there anything you want me to touch on? Finite mass. Is there anything you want me to touch on? because I'm done. I'm done with the charts right now. I think that's all I want to talk about. It's just one more dude that I wanted. This one guy that actually had this hatred against Litecoin. I want to tear into him, and that's call it a night. That's all I want to tell you. But is there anything you want me to touch on? Anything? Oh nope. All right, cool. There's this dude. Shout out to you, by the way. You're an absolute G, bro. You stayed on this chart for like an hour, bro. You're a G, bro. Really loved conversing with you. I have this thing that this is LTC's latest hater. That's what I tagged it. So I'm gonna dive into this a little bit, and then we're gonna call it a day. So this is the last thing I'm doing on the stream. So essentially, this dude dropped I don't know if I could call this an article or something, but so this is it. I'm just gonna go. Let's see if I can do this in 15 minutes. Make it simple. Make it snappy. Sorry, but the LTC chart is not encouraging. Litecoin lacks a narrative IMO and will tend to underperform in capital rotation phases. It is functionally obsolete, and Litecoin solves a problem that the market has already moved past. It actually, it strikes me as odd that people that are gonna champion Bitcoin and say, "Oh, this is revolutionary. This is great tech. This is the future money." Blah blah blah, are gonna turn and in the same breath say LTC is solving a problem that the market has already moved past. It just strikes me as odd. And it's like, what is this problem that these people think that LTC is trying to solve, right? Because I don't think people understand the people just look at cryptocurrency and think they are all the same thing. Like, how many cryptocurrencies are out there, a proof of work, have the proof of work censorship resistant property? How many of them? It's just the Bitcoin, Litecoin, Monero, maybe Zcash, and a few of them. Like, I don't know how people. It just comes from a general lack of understanding of the fundamental value proposition of Litecoin and exactly what Litecoin is, and that's why people say things like this. But and they say it so brazenly. Anyways, let's move. There's minimal active development. This dude has never heard of MWeb before. Who's to blame him, right? A lot of people haven't heard of MWeb. No meaningful DeFi, NFT, or app ecosystem. And how many of that is on Bitcoin? Again, I'm going to check if this guy has ever said anything positive about Bitcoin. But let me see. Let me do that before I just go inside that. Let me see if he said anything about Bitcoin. Let me look at his posts. So let's see what he says about Bitcoin. So does he have any? Bro, I don't want to see those LTC comments. I want to see what he actually said about Bitcoin. So institutional adoption, it's likely that funds will allocate. Okay, so he's more of an investment guy. So he doesn't actually. It doesn't strike me as a trader, as a technical person or someone who would understand anything about the fundamental properties of crypto, besides just navigating a complex financial world. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest, Benjamin Franklin, followed by top financial voices, 12+% verified. Okay, so that's as a financier, economist, or I don't know what I could call him, but yeah, it's basically a finance dude. So yeah, let's see what the finance dude had to say. So yeah, let's continue. There's minimal active development. There's no meaningful DeFi, NFT, or app ecosystem. No new economic primitives being built on it. Okay, I don't know. He hasn't heard about LitVM, but yeah, I don't even want to go into that. Compared to ETH, Sol, Link across multiple boy. Compared to ETH, that's DeFi's RWA stake, the Sol, consumer apps, payments, meme coins, and Link infrastructure. Again, like, I don't know, like some of these guys, not a lot of these people understand what these things are. Not a lot of these people, and I can't blame them. I can't even say I really understand it completely, but at least I can differentiate between, a proof of work, fairly distributed money. This, like Bitcoin and Litecoin, are on a league of their own. These things are money. There was no allocation. There's no company behind these things. They're money. Like, these things are assets of fear. Like, the whole point of Bitcoin and Litecoin, and I'm going to school you, Mr. whatever you are, economist or whatever you are, financial global voice leader. Like, the whole value proposition of Bitcoin is to have a form of money that can actually resist any form of takeover, either from private interest or from government takeovers. And that's the whole point of it. And the idea behind them is being completely decentralized, having this distributed ledgers across, thousands or millions of nodes, and having this mining system that can essentially give everyone the chance to be able to fight any form of resistance. That's the whole point. And these things do not have, unlike Ethereum and Solana and Link, these coins that are designed to serve specific. Bitcoin and Litecoin are designed or created to pretty much be money. The same way gold and silver has historically served as the monetary, the monetary instrument people, fell back to in, during periods of war, during times of fear, all of these things during, the collapse of fiat, because of course they were neutral, censorship resistant, relatively censorship resistant and all that. Bitcoin and Litecoin are designed to be that. That's what they are essentially. So, yeah, like when you're comparing these things to ETH, that is it's a network, it's an app network, right? It's a app network with a token. It had a pre-sale and everything. It's essentially like a company, right? It's a distributed network company, in my opinion. And the supply of Ethereum is infinite. The supply of Solana, the tokenomics is different. Like, everything is fundamentally different. Like, when you compare it to these things, you just show that you absolutely lack even the most basic understanding of what these things are fundamentally. And it's just strange because, like, whatever, moving on. Yeah. Across multiple cycles, LTC underperforms BTC and ETH, with LTC rallies being short-lived and speculative. Long-term holders consistently lose relative value. In bull phases, it pumps late, it dumps early, and it fails to make new highs versus BTC. Essentially, how many things have made any new highs versus BTC forever? I don't see the merit in that argument, but yeah, let's move on. That makes it a bad risk adjustment hold, especially in Q1 positioning. No institutional or ETF tailwinds. Whatever. We move. He hasn't heard about the ETFs, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't know that LTC is one of the only 3 coins that are actually, available on, Infidelity's cryptocurrency IRA section. But let's just shove that to the side. Institutional care about liquidity, depth, yield, strategic relevance. Litecoin offers no yield. Well, what yield does Bitcoin offer that makes institutions care about it? Like, that's just dumb. No institutional narrative. Again, this is a backwards thinking. Like, I'm sure this dude is gonna say, the Bitcoin's narrative is what drives its price. And these are people that think like that, and people that don't understand that fundamentally price drives narratives. Like, people did not start talking about like digital gold before Bitcoin started pumping. Like, markets pump and narratives follows. Like, let's look at silver, for example, right? Silver has been going on this run. There's been a lot of narratives right now. Could you predict any of these narratives like a year ago when silver was essentially doing nothing 2 years ago? So essentially what you would have done with your big brain, what you'd have done right now if you were trying to apply this to silver like 2 years ago, you'd essentially say there's no narrative to drive it, right? There's no reason for it. And that's why they say bears got to make sense, bulls got to make money. Because, people like you have no foresight to understand what these narratives can be. So you wait for the narrative to manifest before you make a decision. But the thing is, narrative follows price, not the other way around. But again, that's a fundamental lack of understanding that you're displaying here. It is laughable, actually. I don't know. Like, this, it just is so funny to me. It's so funny to me. But yeah, let's move on. No treasury adoption. All right. What else? Therefore, institutional capital simply doesn't need LTC. I. Inflation without compensating demand. All right. LTC supplies continues to expand. Oh boy. Is this guy even did he open coin market cap at least? Like, did he open coin market cap and just check like, oh, LTC? Because like I know like a lot of people just don't understand how to do research and basic research, but like, did he at least open coin market cap and go LTC? Let me just look at the overview or something. Like, this is why this looks. It feels like rage bait. Like, I feel like I'm being rage baited and I'm falling for it. Like, because this makes absolutely no sense. It makes no sense in the world. Why did I open this? It's like I feel like I'm being trolled right now. All right. But yeah, I mean, if the supply continues to expand, that is true, right? Because of course there's the issuance, and of course it doesn't explicitly say that, you know, it doesn't have a max cap. I understand, but that is misleading. That is like a sleight of hands. It's like when but there's a particular logical fallacy for it. I don't remember in the moment, but like it's when you're trying to I don't know if I'm getting it by saying red herring, where you're pointing to something else to drive people away from the ultimate idea, right? By saying, oh, look, the supply is expanded. Of course, the supply of Bitcoin is expanded, but that's not the point. The point is the supply is capped. The supply is predictable, and the supply halves. But when you say the supply continues to expand, you're pretty much trying to point to something in bad faith to just try to misconstrue the main idea in the minds of people. This is dumb, and this is I don't get it. It's just whatever. Halvings are no longer strong catalysts. Okay, demand growth. I don't know if I can see anything about that. For Bitcoin, of course, it's no longer a strong catalyst, but you can't say that about Litecoin because Litecoin has been heavily dumped by miners strategically, and if you look at it, it just makes sense, especially when you look at Litecoin's relative value, right? It's possible that Litecoin, halving can be a catalyst for Litecoin compared when you look at its relative value. You can't really say that about Bitcoin because of, it's already like a $2 trillion asset. But to say this with confidence about Litecoin, whatever. Again, demand growth is flat or declining. Are you sure? Did this guy even open the network to see LTC's usage? Without new demand drivers, supply plus apathy equals price stagnation. 7. Opportunity cost is the real killer, in my opinion. I'll agree. I'll give it that. LTC actually has, in fact, incurred people some significant opportunity costs. And yeah, it sucks. It's just what it is. Of course, it's been sad holding LTC for this long, but yeah. Owning LTC in Q1 2026 means not owning BTC macro hedge. Oh, so you're gonna put BTC inside while you're saying that LTC is trying to solve a problem that the market already moved beyond. If that point actually meant anything to you, then you'd understand that BTC is trying to solve that same problem. So BTC wouldn't be here. So like, do you actually care about the problem? Or are you just finding reasons to make yourself feel like you're making a right decision because it doesn't appear to you to be an economically viable position to hold Litecoin? Which one of it is it? Because it can be the both of them, and then you're going to say LTC is trying to solve a problem the market has moved past, while throwing Bitcoin inside things that LTC is preventing you from holding. ETH rotation leader. Okay, so momentum better. Link infrastructure and AI linked assets with asymmetric upside. Let's see. We're gonna see. Look, I'm not gonna talk too much about this, right? I'm gonna check back in due time. When the time is right, I'll check back at this. Again, this is the type of cockiness and the level of confidence people usually get when an asset has stayed so long in capitulation. And this type of people, they actually do not care about fundamentals. And all they care about is, portfolio balancing, which makes sense. I mean, these people probably, he's probably a venture capitalist. Let's see. So Lemao, what fucking planet are you living in? I had no idea it was opposite day, and you're inspired to be the next inverse claimer. I'm living on a planet where people tend to invest in the best prospects and bypass provably lower profit potential alternatives. Provably lower, bro. And all of this is based on recency bias. Like I don't understand. Like I said, this is probably one of these hedge fund bros that try to do portfolio rebalancing. Essentially what they do is they try to minimize downside and maximize let's say what they can capture from an already established trend. These guys, by the nature of their trading, by the nature of their business, by the nature of the way they operate, they cannot see trends before they start. They cannot make entries into any positions that are gonna end up becoming revolutionary, like something great, like let's say buying Google before it went on its IPO, or buying it right at the IPO or something like that, like a very high value alpha position like that, because they just have no foresight, right? They have no foresight. And by saying Litecoin has provably lower profit potential alternatives, I mean Litecoin did a 10,000% in its 2017 rally. It went from 20 to 420 in the 2021 rally, which was still, if I'm not getting my mathematics wrong, another 2,000%. And the entire market hasn't moved. If the entire market moved and LTC lagged, let's say all the alts have popped off, they've gone 20, 40x, and LTC just did a measly 10x, then I get it. But the entire altcoin market has done absolutely nothing. And you're already absolutely sure that LTC is, in fact, the provably lower profit potential alternative, whilst demonstrating absolutely zero knowledge in about the fundamentals or any of the things that LTC actually represents. It's just so lame. It feels like rage bait. We've got Litecoin Lion in the building. Yo, bro, what's up? What's up, LTC Lion? Bro, you're now the new Benjamin Cohen. You're the Benjamin Cohen of Litecoin. Do you know that? You're the Benjamin Cohen of Litecoin. You're the dude now who says the thing nobody wants to hear. Do you feel proud of yourself? Do you feel happy about yourself that you do that? You're the one who's always calling out that we're probably gonna crash some longs and the price dips. You're the guy. You're the prophet of doom. What's up, bro? Yeah, it's what's good. Anyways, let me see some comments of this guy, and then I'm gonna call it a day. So if you're living in so this is Litecoin Ricky. If you're living in a fantasy land, looking at if you're living in a fantasy land, looking at a zoomed in chart, lying to yourself about useless centralized document being more valuable than the most undervalued asset on the freaking planet, wake up. All right, so essentially, yeah. So this is Litecoin Ricky. Litecoin Ricky is one of the most fierce Litecoin supporters on the planet. It's insane. Okay, he's essentially showing how much LTC is moving. Okay, so yeah, this value that LTC is moving, $19 billion. About 9 billion of it is actually MWeb rebalancing, because the MWeb balance gets factored in multiple times an hour, and it gets recalculated and all of that. So like a lot of that is actually inside this. It's about $9 billion of it, but yeah, $10 billion of value being moved on it. It's still important, and the metrics remain that Litecoin is in fact getting used more. You give me too much credit, bro. I'm not giving you too much credit, bro. That's the truth. Like you're all prophet of doom. What's gonna happen, bro? Tell me where we're gonna crash to. I want to open a short and like on LTC for the first time. Where we're gonna crash to? I want to get some back. Let me catch some of that short trade. By the way, have you been shorting your predictions? Because like if you've been shorting your predictions, you could have probably outperformed a Zcash spot position from like May of 2025, if you've been shorting your predictions, because they've actually been so spot on. Let's look at this. Unless you believe all crypto investors are stupid, then I suggest there is a reason that LTC is valued where it is and other assets are priced differently according to their perceived value. Crypto majors are priced pretty efficiently, and according to efficient market hypothesis, the market is right. Now, this is a standard appeal to the multitude, right? So this is an appeal to popularity fallacy that you just did right here. How pathetic you are to be able to appeal to a fallacy. Unless you believe all crypto investors are stupid, yes, all crypto investors can in fact be stupid. We can all in fact be stupid, including yourself and I, and this whole crypto thing might just be dog shit at the end of the day. There was once a time when people believed in a geocentric perception of the universe, a geocentric model of the universe, until Copernicus came inside and let us know that, oh no, we're in fact wrong. It is in fact a heliocentric model. We're actually going around the sun, not the other way around. Yes, this is actually something. Like, everyone was wrong in that time. Everyone can be wrong about a lot of things. Okay, let me go more political. Let's look at this, right? Is slavery wrong? Well, if you say yes, then there was once a time when almost everyone in the world were unilaterally, in support of slavery besides the slave. So at that point in time, virtually everyone was wrong. This is the dumbest possible point you could have made. And you're going to call yourself a veteran financial trader while you make blatant logical fallacies like this? That is insane, bro. That is like a level of, ridiculousness that I just, bro, I haven't seen this in years. This is just ridiculousness on another level. And yeah, you're right. The thing is, I don't think crypto traders understand the financial, the fundamental values of these things or the importance of them. I think, yeah, you're correct. Like, it's just about perceived value right now in relative position allocation. That's what the crypto market does until we see a paradigm shift and something moves and, positions rebalance, valuations. Valuations of individual sectors or individual assets start to skyrocket, and everything just sort of like gets to a point where the market finds an equilibrium and it starts trading there. But yeah, I don't get, like, bro, I don't know what to say. This is just so funny. It's so funny in a lot of ways, and I think this is the most pathetic Litecoin hate dump, because not only does it fail to even recognize the most basic things about Litecoin's fundamental structure, it literally just does absolutely nothing but, number one, makes a bad faith argument that Litecoin actually is trying to solve a problem the market has already moved past, while pointing out Bitcoin as a potential alternative when Bitcoin is actually fundamentally trying to solve the same problem. And by the way, Bitcoin's actually been failing in solving that problem, and Litecoin's actually been doing much better at that, if you only care to look at the on-chain metrics. But that's beside the point. He also goes ahead to talk about, compare LTC to other assets that are fundamentally different from it, right? So Ethereum, Sol, Link, which just doesn't make sense. Then he goes ahead to go on this, talk about this, things that just don't make sense. Or pumps late, dumps early, blah, 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 blah. Goes ahead to even go, make some blatant lies here, saying no institutional or ETF tailwinds. Like, LTC literally has an actively traded ETF right now, and about 7 ETFs that have been filed for it. Like, a lot of these ETFs that have actually been filed, that are basket ETFs, this ETF indexes that actually have basket of 5, 7, 10 altcoins. Almost all of them have Litecoin inside. What are you talking about? And then what else again? Talking about, the part I say he's probably correct. Liquidity depth relative to Bitcoin is probably low, but then he talks about yield and saying the Litecoin's lack of yield is something that actually works against it. When you're literally talking about Bitcoin as an alternative here, when Bitcoin also doesn't offer yield. Then it's talking about whatever. Like, it's just nonsense. It's rage bait and nonsense, and there are a few good points here. I mean, I would see his perspective as being correct when it comes to someone who's just trying to minimize losses and maximize upside from already momentum that it can already measure, like something that's already rallying, and try to get a bit of the move in between. That would make sense. But if this is a fundamental assessment of what LTC is or LTC's value proposition, then this is just horseshit. I believe that's where I ended. That's the end of this live stream. If you're still here, you're a G. You're an absolute G. Appreciate y'all for hanging out. As usual, once again, this is the Lite Hour live stream. It's a Litecoin dedicated live stream. We'll host on the Flipping Finance page in on the Flipping Finance YouTube channel as well. Every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. EST. So if you want to catch us, if you want to join the conversation, you know that you should be joining the Lite Hour live stream again, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. EST on my X page, Flipping Finance, and my YouTube channel, Flippify Live, actually. That's the end of the stream. Yo, have a wonderful time. I'm just gonna shout out those that were here. Shout out to Stack Wallet Africa. Shout out to Captain Litecoin. Shout out to UV Star Baby. Shout out to Finit Maz, bro. You're an absolute legend for actually hanging out with me and having this wonderful conversation with me. Shout out to Litecoin Lion, bro. The new Benjamin Cohen of Litecoin. Stop bear posting. Stop bear posting. I believe the shorts are watching you to know when to short. Stop bear. All right, yeah, it's jokes apart. That's it. It's been fun, guys. Oh my God, 2 hours. I never thought this was gonna go on for 2 hours. I thought I'm just gonna be here for like an hour 30 minutes, and that's gonna be it. But yeah, y'all got extra 25 minutes or so. That's cool. Anyways, I'm ending it now. Bye bye.